All right, question 9. So this was the long one where we had to actually solve 3 equations here. And it's one of these multi-select or one of these sort of multiple option style questions that they're integrating into the test. So the directions say choose the correct answer for each row. So yeah, you needed to have 3 answers here, 3 different equations. Match each equation to the value of x that is the solution. Values of x may be used more than once. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go and we're going to solve it. I'm going to kind of shrink this down. I'm going to solve each equation and we'll go from here. And I got a lot of questions on this one during the test, so this might be one that we need to review. But I'm going to look at this first equation that is negative 6x plus 4 plus x, and this equals negative 11. Now, the reason it's tricky at first is because we have 2 x's on the same side. Well, we can add those together, either add or subtract. I'm always going to say add, but if there's negatives involved, there'll be some subtracting. Well, negative 6x plus x, which is the same as plus 1x, basically just gets you negative 5x. So you can simplify this down to negative 5x. Then you can add the plus 4, which we still have in the equation, and put equals negative 11. All 3 of these equations have a situation where you need to simplify one step first and then solve. So we can solve. And now it's just straight ahead. Minus 4, just like that. Cancels out. Negative 5x is going to equal negative 15 when we do the math. Negative 11 minus 4 is negative 15. And then we're going to divide out the negative 5. Okay, so it's going to cancel out actually. We're dividing a negative by a negative. Negative 15 divided by negative 5 is positive 3. So I know the first answer right over there should be x is 3. All right, let's do the second one. Well, sorry, I thought I had the second one. I don't have the second one. Let me just erase that out. My bad. Clear the ink. Okay, so we know the first one's that one right over there. Cool. The next equation is negative 2 plus 4x minus 8 equals 2. And here's another situation where we can combine some values first. Negative 2 minus 8, those are both just regular integers that can be added or subtracted from one another. So what happens there is negative 2 minus 8. Negative 2 minus 8 is like being at negative 2 and then going 8 more negative, 8 less, and that's going to be negative 10. Plus 4x equals 2 is what this simplifies down to. And then we can solve. So what you'll do to solve here is you have to do the inverse of minus 10. You have to add 10. Hopefully you added 10. If not, could have been a tricky spot. Because it's a negative 10, we do the opposite. We add 10. That's going to leave us with 4x equals, on the right side, 2 plus 10 is 12. And then we're going to solve. 4x equals 12. We're going to divide out the 4. Divide out the 4 just like that. And then x is going to equal 12 divided by 4 should be a regular positive 3 again. And I feel like you get another 3 in there for that one. And that works out all right. And then finally, let me erase out real quick here. We have our last equation. And our last equation is in green, 12x plus 8 minus 10x equals 4. And what can we combine real quick? Well, we've got some x's we can combine. Basically 12x minus 10x. 12 minus 10 is 2. And we put the x, 2x. Then we're going to put plus 8 equals 4. And then we can solve from there. So we subtract 8. We subtract 8 just like that. Cancels out. And we're going to get something like 2x equals negative 4. 4 minus 8, I'm sorry, I kind of went through that quick, but 4 minus 8, if you have positive 4, you take away more than you have. You're going negative, getting into negative 4. And then we're just going to divide out 2. We're going to divide out 2. So x is going to equal, remember we can divide a negative by a positive or a positive by the negative. It doesn't matter, but if one of them is negative, your answer is going to be negative. So x is going to be equal negative 2 right over there, and negative 2 is an answer choice right there. So these should be the answer choices. 2 equations that equal 3, x equals 3, and then one that gets negative 2.